Good afternoon, everyone. This is Henry with simplertrading.com, and in tonight's free video, I wanted to share some ideas with you in Google. The concepts that I'm going to bring to you today are all very simple, but they share a unique relationship in the movement that we have seen here lately. I enjoy doing this type of work because I believe you'll find so many analysts that will say, look at the trend line, and that the trend line has been broken, and there are a lot of different ways that you could run that. I think it becomes a little bit more of a subjective decision, but what I enjoy doing instead is to say that a trending market, a trending bullish market, is just a pattern of higher highs and higher lows, and we see a high and a low, and we see a higher high and a higher low, and then further in this pattern, a higher high and still a higher low. So what I'm going to do is, as opposed to trying to figure out exactly where to run your trend line, I'm going to look at this market with the idea of symmetry. And I'm going to say, from this swing, measuring the correction in dollars, how far has that fallen? And then running it from the high. Now, allow me to be the first to say that this did wick through it, but it's fascinating to me to see how you opened up just right above the symmetry, had a little bit of a break lower in the early morning as the volatility was settling in, but then closed at the highs of the day. Now that's just one instance of that symmetrical measurement. And if we do the same thing, taking this swing high against this swing low, and repeat that pattern, you start to see a pattern emerge. Now I want to mention again that I know that these were cleared by a meaningful margin, and there's that OCD part of my brain that would really prefer that it be to the penny. But if you can look at it as an artist might, or look at it with this 40,000 foot view, and why we are looking at it in this way is to say, well, if we corrected like this, what happened after? Well, then we corrected like this, and this is what happened after. So now this correction is very similar. It's not identical, but you can see the rebound that it has begun showing you today. And I think it's going to be good for, well, I'll show you how much I think it's going to be good for. But we look at it next with one other interesting piece of information. Now, there are several ways that you can measure this, but I like showing it in Thinkorswim with the use of the trendline tool. And what we're going to take is this major swing low. We're going to move this up into what is currently the lifetime high. Before clicking the second time, you can see our context box that shows up there towards the left, showing that this is 48 calendar days, or a movement, or if I place it correctly, 47, and then 35 trading bars. Then, if you look at it from that same swing high down into the low that was made today, notice that that movement was also 35 bars. So it's just a relationship in time where you rally for 35 days, sell off for 35 days, do it into a symmetrical area of potential price support, and then end up getting a pretty decent closing bar. So, in summary, I believe that Monday's low is something that you can work from here in Google, and then you look at the resistance in the same way. Fascinating to see that when measured this swing low against this swing high, projected from your low, and then done again off of this swing, notice how these levels too begin to show a staggeringly similar relationship. If you move the coefficients over to the left, you will see how this actually stands out a little bit better. Rather than them just overlapping, you can move those values and see that they actually come in at the same 42 handle. That is just to say that this rally was very similar to this rally. So if we are going to rally from Monday's low, maybe it moves in a similar way. So again, that's just the way that you can use symmetry in a market. I think that's going to be helpful in the NASDAQ, especially if the NASDAQ can find its footing, and that will give you some trade setups to follow as you get into the next week. So I hope you find that helpful. Good trading, and we will see you at the next free video. Hey traders, this is Henry with simplertrading.com. I wanted to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if so, be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons down below. If you would like to also see me putting these ideas into action and trading my own account live in front of you, be sure to sign up at simplertrading.com, and I hope to see you in the chat room sometime soon.